You know, watching the NCAA Women's Championship yesterday kind of made me think back to Catholics versus convicts, you know, Notre Dame versus Miami. And there's a lot of flack going toward Angel Reese, whereas Caitlin Clark the night before, Friday night, when they beat South Carolina, Iowa, she was doing this John Cena thing with her and the finger and all that shit. But Angel Reese did it, a black African-American woman, and a lot of flack. I mean, David Portnoy said I've heard a lot of people say classless shit. Portnoy, you should shut the fuck up. Like, you have anything to say about anything. Like, you have a reputation or something that I'm going to look at you and say. And these are college athletes. Emmanuel Acho, I agree. These are athletes. These are college athletes. They're still kids. I mean, she was at Maryland last year, transfers to LSU. They go 34-2. Only 2 losses are to South Carolina. And that's the big thing, too. Iowa gets that big one. I remember Mississippi State years ago beat the UConn team, and then they lost in the final. You know, getting there is cool. Hey, listen, Duke last year lost to UNC, beats them. They get to the final up 15 at the half. They can't beat Kansas. It's finishing the job. Iowa couldn't finish the job. And I know a lot of people were looking at Iowa. They had 5 all white. You were going against an all-black LSU team. South Carolina, also an all-black team. And Dawn Staley said she blamed the media. And I'll tell you, I don't disagree. They said nasty stuff. She said, we're not bar fighters, we're not thugs, we're not monkeys, we're not street fighters, so watch what you say when you're in public and you're talking about my team in particular. I concur with that. That's bullshit. You know, they said, someone called them, how do you feel about being called bullies? What about bullies? Did you see, everybody was hitting each other. They don't call any fouls in the women's game. And then people were going crazy that Caitlin Clark got a technical, which also leads to a personal foul, where she flung the ball back after a play she was pissed off about. But NBA, that's delay a game. That's a delay of game. That's a technical. I've seen that call before in the NBA, and she was looking around incredulous, like, what did I do? You can't throw the ball like that. You know, walk away. I know you're upset, some of the calls, and the people are saying, too, that the calls that were going against South Carolina in the semi were going against Iowa, too. They don't call fouls, and they call ticky-tack shit. I agree, a lot of ticky-tack, but you know what? They let her score her 30, and Iowa gave up 59 in the first half, gave up a final high 102 points. LSU set a program record 6 100-point games this season. They scored 102. That's a lot of points, man. That is a lot of points to give up. Angel Reese was the most outstanding player in the tournament, and she had some stuff to say. She says, all year I was critiqued for who I was. I don't fit the narrative, she says. I don't fit the box that y'all want me to be in. I'm too hood. I'm too ghetto. Y'all told me that all year. When other people do it, and you all don't say nothing. So this is for the girls that look like me, for those that want to speak up for what they believe in. It's unapologetically you, and that's what I did before tonight. It was bigger than me tonight, and Twitter is going to rage every time. She said, Caitlin Clark is a hell of a player for sure, but I was in my bag. I was in my moment. I agree. You know, I feel like I've helped grow women's basketball this year. I'm super happy and excited. I don't care about anybody else and what they have to say about me. I don't care to be an All-American. I don't care to be Defensive Player of the Year. The biggest goal is to be national champion. That's what I did. That's what I can just brag on. Twitter can say what Twitter can say. I love reading those comments. I have all the screenshots of what everybody has said about me all season. What are you going to say now? That is the best thing, you know? Hey, in the end, you know, what did Brady say? You know, someone was pissed they didn't make the Pro Bowl or something. He goes, Pro Bowl, man. Dude, that's how we're here to win Super Bowls. And that's what these women, you know, the individual accolades, great. Win them all. You know, greatest. But you know what everybody wants? They want that ring. And she got the ring. And, you know, pointing whenever, Caitlin Clark was like, hey, got beat by a better team today. We got beat by the better team. The better team won today. And in the end, Caitlin Clark set a record for the most points ever. Beat Cheryl Swoops, who, 47 in a championship game for Texas Tech? I remember watching that game. 191 points. She hit, 25 three-pointers, 60 assists in this tournament. She had more points this season in 9 games than, 265 in 9 games. Iowa football scored 230 in 13 games. She's done things this season. Back-to-back 40-point games. She had a triple-double in Elite Eight, 41 against South Carolina. She had 30 yesterday. She was shooting, man. She hit some shots. You're like, holy shit. Great player. Now they're going to have to get players around her. I mean, but she's going to need help. You always need help. Can't do it all on your own. You can't. Doesn't happen that way. And the ratings, the up 66% from last season. I haven't got the ratings on the championship game yesterday, but Iowa, South Carolina peaked out, I think, at almost 7 million people watching a women's college basketball game. That, to me, it's awesome. Those are awesome. That's fantastic. And I'm leading my podcast talking about college basketball, women's college basketball. More than hey, listen, I'm grateful for the men. I mean, everybody says, hey, don't count out San Diego State. UConn is blowing everybody out. And they're supposed to have even a better class. And Danny Hurley, in his press conference after the game, was not modest at all. I mean, he was talking, we're a great team. When we play like this is how we're supposed to play. We're supposed to dominate teams. He wasn't sugarcoating anything because he wants these guys' mindset going into the championship game that, we need to, if we play our game, nobody can beat us, which is what a coach should be, especially if he knows he has the talent there to make it happen. Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. Yeah, crazy. I mean, they set a record, LSU yesterday, 59 points in the first half. That's the most in any half of any Final Four game in women's college basketball history. Now, Kim Mulkey, yes. Kim Bukowski, Kim Mulkey, those outfits, I mean, glitter outfit. My father yesterday was like, I said, Pops, that's glitter. He said she could be a character in the Righteous Gemstones. She is a hell of a coach. She won her 4th national title. 2nd year at LSU, turned it around. They were a preseason 16, which was their first preseason ranking since 2013. They had a phenomenal season. And just like, South Carolina avoided UConn when they won that first natty over when they beat Mississippi State.